Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk to you about my first time shooting for a restaurant. And specifically, this restaurant was a high-end sushi restaurant that a friend is opening here in Houston. So if you guys are in the Houston area, definitely check them out. It's called Aburi. And before I go on, I wanted to mention, if you guys can like the video, it really does help me out. It gets my videos out there for more people to see. And I'm approaching 500 subscribers, so if you guys can leave a comment, that would also help. Let me know your thoughts on this video that's coming up, and I would greatly appreciate that. So as I mentioned, this is my first time actually shooting food. So by no means am I a professional at this, and it was actually a great experience. I learned a lot, and I kind of just wanted to share my thought process on this shoot and my thoughts on just shooting food in general. So I think it's fair to say that sushi is definitely, like, if there's a number one thing that I crave and love to eat, is definitely sushi, definitely top 3. And that kind of gets into, I think, again, this is kind of just like thoughts that I came up with while I was shooting food, especially when it came to sushi. I think it's a good thing to kind of know what you're shooting in the sense of the cuisine. For example, I know that good sushi, it's a simple dish, but when it comes to good sushi, it's about the quality, it's about the ingredients they use. So everything has to be fresh, obviously, especially when most of it is seafood. And not to mention, so when you're familiar with a cuisine, for this example, sushi, you know that, the fish, the tuna, where they come from, and you try to highlight those things, you try to highlight the quality. And to be fair, you obviously want to highlight the quality of any food, right? So that's why I think when you know about the cuisine, it definitely helps. It helps you focus on the details and what you want to show the consumer. And I think I did luck out with sushi being my first time shooting food, because I'm not gonna say that I'm an expert in it, but I definitely do know my sushi. So for example, if you're shooting like Italian food, you kind of want to brush up, or at least want to know, just in my opinion, just to know, like, I don't know, like the pasta, different flours, the different cheeses, so that when you're shooting for them, like, hey, maybe we can highlight the quality or where the ingredients are coming from, or how they're shown. Just certain things that you wouldn't necessarily know if you didn't know a little something about the cuisine. I think it definitely helps. I don't think it's mandatory. I think you can take good photos of food, but I think when you want to get into the details of it, I think having a little background knowledge on the cuisine, it definitely won't hurt. So this sushi restaurant being a new restaurant opening up, I didn't want to ask around too much ingredients, they're just starting out. So I think if it was up to me, I would have liked to shown different ingredients they use, not just the sushi. Like for example, like maybe I could highlight the wasabi they use. Is it fresh from a root? Or like the sushi chef cutting up a tuna or different types of fishes. And I think that would have been a neat experience, but just for this shoot, I did keep it simple. I just highlighted the dish as much as possible without too much distraction in the background. And I did ask the sushi chef for his knife. I know in sushi making, the tools that they use is very important to the cutting the fish and all that. I think that stuff definitely matters. So I did try to highlight that in one of the pictures that I took. Overall, this experience was definitely a good learning curve. I tried to be I know people say you should try to focus your photography on one specific thing, and I think that it's not bad advice. It definitely doesn't hurt to master one, like portrait photography or car photography or landscape, whatever it may be. But I think you should dabble in other things that you aren't familiar with or you're uncomfortable with. I think it can only help you. I'm not saying you have to shoot everything, but I feel like when it comes to photography, shooting different things and not just focusing on one type of photography, I think it definitely helps you out in the long run. So I think generally speaking, this photo shoot was okay. Some photos I'm definitely like, wow, that's a good one, but I think again, for it being my first time, I thought it was all right, and I think more props could have been used. I think maybe better lighting, and so for future reference, I did jot certain things down that I could have done better. I did take some macro shots of certain sushi pieces, some nigiri pieces, and they turned out okay. And for this shoot, I did use my Sony a7R III, and it definitely does the job really well, especially with my Sigma 35mm 1.4. So even in low light situations, it did a pretty good job. So I think 95% of the photos were taken on this lens. So thanks for watching this video. I do wish I had some background behind the scenes videos of me shooting these dishes, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do so. Especially I was a little nervous, being my first time shooting food. so I didn't want to have too much going on, but I hope the pictures did a good job showing you kind of how I wanted to plate these things, or not plate them, but like kind of showcase them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a little something different, my first time shooting food. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said, we're approaching 500 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you can like the video and leave me a comment. I'm happy to hear from any about any tips for food photography, you know, lighting, plating, what else I could have done better. So I'm always open to suggestions. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.